Where are we today, Chad?
We're in Nampa, Idaho, about a 20-minute drive from Boise at the Warhawk Air Museum. You can see directly behind us, which is this fascinating, cool place that has old warplanes, all kinds of memorabilia, not just planes.
Out of all the museums that we've visited in Idaho,
this is the coolest.
Is this your favorite?
Yeah, this is my favorite. And it's true, like this is my 4th visit here, and I'm still finding new stuff I haven't seen before. And I finally found a hat I could wear.
Yeah, as soon as we got here, we put our equipment down on a World War II grenade.
Yeah.
Probably not the smartest thing, but that is the kind of stuff you get to see at the Warhawk Museum. There's tons of kids here, there's tons of people here. This place is a hopping museum.
Yeah. As you watch this episode, the fun thing is wandering.
You get lost in the history.
Yes.
This museum came to fruition through many people who expressed an interest and a desire to have their families' memories preserved. Their veterans especially, their veterans and their families' memories preserved. And so John and I, in 1989, realized how significantly important that was. And so we founded the Warhawk Air Museum as a nonprofit 501c3 entity so that folks could have a place to bring their collections and know that they would be respected and honored for all time, and that other Americans, other visitors would be able to learn from their histories. For 30 years, we have watched this museum grow as more and more people want to know about either their own families or they want to know about Americans who have served our country. It's our mantra, really, that people come to the museum to see the airplanes. They stay for hours for the stories.
One of the things that's really cool about this museum that I like is, I've been to a lot of museums. What's that one thing you always see at a museum? It's that do not touch sign. And that's not the case here. This museum has a bunch of these stickers around. The feel free to touch sticker. And that's just something that's so cool, that's so unique. If only there was a please feel free to fly on some of the jets that are in here.
One of the really fun things about the museum is the visiting aircraft.
Okay.
You know, because we can't possibly have all of these airplanes belonging to the museum. They're worth millions of dollars. But these are two current visiting airplanes, and they're going to be in our Warbird Roundup in 2 weeks. Miss Virginia is a P-51A model. It was the first Mustang that went into battle, and it went in about 1943. The H model right here, and that's the only A model flying in the world.
So that's the only one in the world.
In the
right
world.
there.
The H model, the same thing. This was the last P-51 ever built.
The other thing I'm finding so fascinating about this place and this museum is, you know, not everything is on the internet. A lot of these crazy photographs, these treasures that we have, this history about our military, about World War II, are literally in people's attics, people's basements. And this place is families that have fished those out and they brought them here to be displayed. There are some photos in this one. This is about the liberation of, I'm gonna try to say it, the Buchenwald concentration camp. There's Nazi memorabilia here, swords that's collected. There's also photographs that this officer took. This is not stuff you'll find on the internet. This is the real deal from this soldier who was there. All right, Chad, this place is really cool.
Pretty cool.
You know what I noticed is they have these huge, incredible planes. And when you look at this place at first glance, you're like, okay, that's cool. I want to go, I want to see the planes. Madeline and I put the cameras down for a second, walked past one of these booths and got stuck. For at least 10 minutes.
One of like hundreds of
right. Before I finally was like, oh, we should probably start shooting whatever we're doing because we spent at least 10 minutes at that booth just immersed into it.
The fact that makes this place special and not just a museum is the community. We met my buddy Mark here today that was here with his dad, and his uncle has a booth here. You know, it's like this community of people.
But here, one of the cool things is like, it's interactive. You're looking at stuff, they have scavenger hunts going on. Yeah, they have the interactive like you're talking about. You could come, you can listen to real veteran stories. And I think you touched on it too. This isn't Boise, but we're very close. We're 20 minutes away. Okay, so now that we have seen these planes on the ground, we're gonna actually go get up in a plane, right?
Something like that. We've seen planes on the ground. We're gonna get up in a plane into the air.
That sounds good.
And then exit the plane still in the air.
Huh? Well, while we try to figure out what we're gonna do next,
it involves planes, people. So
we're doing something with planes. So stick with us.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. We're just gonna take this quick break, and we're gonna go on to our next activity. We'll see you in a few seconds.
It's the Boise Convention and Visitors Bureau's mission to enhance the economy by promoting the Boise area as a destination for conventions, corporate meetings, trade shows, leisure travel, sporting and cultural events. Visit boise.org and start planning your next visit today. Ranked as one of the top 15 health systems in the U.S., St. Luke's is home to Idaho's only children's hospital, largest cancer center, and amazing people dedicated to your best health and life. Learn more at stlukesonline.org.
Okay, so that was what you want to do if you want to stay on the ground. But now, this big field behind us is a landing zone, Chad, because we're going to actually take a plane up and jump out of it here in beautiful Star, Idaho, which is a real close drive from Boise.
Right, it's a suburb of Boise, it's close. You know, when I planned this thing, I was thinking, well, it'd be so cool to do the Warhawk Museum, be on those cool planes, show those cool war stories, and then go jump out of a plane and like kind of envision you were a soldier in World War II going into the battle, you know?
Yes.
And I'm not so sure that was a good idea.
I was honestly expecting like a full-blown airport. This is not a full-blown airport.
No, there's a dirt road over there we're gonna take off on. It's a bit windy today.
Yes.
I have wore my fast drying pants today just in case something happens in the air.
Oh, really?
Hopefully I'll be dry by the time I get down.
I went full-blown adult diaper for the day. That was the...
It depends.
But yeah, and this is the ginormous landing zone, so I hope we hit it at a reasonable speed.
We'll be back here in a little while.
Okay, well, let's start this. Let's go talk to our tandem skydive instructors, and hopefully they reassure me that my life is in good hands.
I feel pale.
I feel sick. Why am I jumping out of a damn plane? Why should I do this?
Because we can.
Because we can. That's not enough incentive for me. Okay, so what does our jump today look like? It looks a little cloudy, it looks a little windy.
So the clouds are up high, so we're gonna be underneath them. So we're good to go as far as that goes. A little bit of wind like this is actually perfect. It's gonna make the landings nice and slow, soft, beautiful.
Talk to me about maximum velocity. 120 miles per hour, right, is how fast you go?
Approximately 120 for terminal velocity for a tandem jump.
We're gonna do that today?
That's what you're doing. It's gonna be about 18 minutes up to altitude in the aircraft. Okay. And once you leave, you're gonna free fall for approximately 40-45 seconds.
Holy cow.
Then open up your parachute, and then it'll be about a 5 to 7 minute parachute ride down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
let's have some fun.
Fun!
This is the smallest f***ing plane I've ever seen. Definitely go skydiving. I mean, you only live once.
I think we got to get it up to Rio and Cody. Because those guys know how to get it done. Because you get up there and you're like stepping out of the plane, and I'm like, hey, this strap feels a little loose. And he's like, it's fine. Put your foot down. And he took my head like this.
You did that with you? Yeah. I didn't have any of that. I was a perfect model skydiver. Seriously, the part where I got most nervous was where he turned to come land.
That's what I told him up there.
Are we above the parachute right now? I just noticed you still have your goggles.
Oh, yeah. All right, well.
Did you know that actually wraps up this series? We decided to, not on purpose, but we saved that for the last thing we did. I think it was because we were just nervous, right?
Yeah.
Please subscribe to our channel for weekly adventures in Idaho and beyond. Follow us on social media. Big thanks to our sponsors. They're truly what makes Boise a great place to live. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Go skydiving.
Go skydiving.